First news. Obviously this is big, not only in hip hop world but music period. And this happened a couple days ago. But Jay-Z has been thrown into the entire mix of the Diddy situation. And Diddy was one thing, but Jay-Z is another. Jay-Z is a whole another beast. Now, if you want to know, it's not like Jay-Z has had a clean cut life growing up. There have been plenty of controversies with him, stabbing, the whole Rockefeller situation with Dame, it's his relationship with Beyonce. That was a thing. It took a while for people to actually like come to terms to accept it, but Beyonce was super young compared to Jay-Z when he pursued her, and now they have an entire family, and they are literally the super couple now. So that was a thing. Don't forget, a lot of people just try to dismiss it because, again, Jay-Z is Jay-Z and Beyonce is Beyonce, but that was a thing. That was a thing. So again, Jay-Z and literally how Jay-Z grew up, like he used to slang. He used to slang before he started rapping. And he actually at one point was about to go back to slanging, if rap wasn't going to work. So again, Jay-Z is not a clean cut character, but again, he is a grown man now. He is super established. He still raps, but rap is clearly not his main thing. He has Rock Nation, which is the daughter company of Live Nation. Like, Live Nation is the biggest company for venues, concerts, all that in the world. I looked it up. I thought it was just the US. It's the world. They are the largest venue company in the world. They have like 338 venues across the world. Live Nation is insane, and that's the whole reason why a lot of people are mad at Live Nation and Ticketmaster, for all of their tricks and stuff, and how concert ticket prices have skyrocketed, because they're all in cahoots, Ticketmaster and whatever venue that Live Nation actually owns, that they're trying to have concerts in. So it's a whole debacle. Anyways, back to Jay-Z. So yeah, a lot of people are super conflicted, like I said, more conflicted than the Diddy situation, because this is Jay-Z, right? I mean, this is like hip hop royalty here. Okay, so not saying Diddy wasn't, but a lot of people been talking and joking about Diddy for a long time. So I don't think that a lot of people were surprised, finding out what he's alleged to be doing. But Jay-Z getting thrown into it is definitely a whole nother beast, right? It's on to the beat. So, anyways, if you aren't in the know, let's catch you up to speed, and then I'll give my thoughts. We'll talk about it a little bit. But Jay-Z is being accused of grape. I'm not gonna say all words. Being accused of a grape allegation being made against him, and Jay-Z is saying that it's an extortion attempt. So like, he didn't even hesitate to defend himself, and we'll read exactly what he said in a moment here. But excuse me, continuing with this article. So a woman who previously sued Sean Diddy Combs is alleging that she was raped at an award show after party in 2000. And I said, man, like, this stuff goes so far back. Like, imagine this allegedly happened in 2000. We're in 2024, and now it's being brought back up, right? 2000. They said when she was 13. How old was I? I was born in 9, so 10. 11, 12, 13. So I was 15. So I wasn't too far from this lady here who was accused. I was 15 at the time. So like, dang, like so I'll be sorry. I was 15. I'm tripping. I was adding on the 12. Anyways, because it was 2000. I was thinking 2000, 2003. So 2000. Yeah, I was 12. So yeah, so a year younger than this young lady here. So she amended the lawsuit on Sunday to include a new allegation. So she already had stuff against Diddy, but now she included Jay-Z into the mix. Okay, so just to add some clarification here. So there's already a case against Diddy, added Jay-Z to this lawsuit here, and she said that Jay-Z was at this after party in 2000 and participated in the SA. Okay, that is what she is alluding to. That's what she's alleging. And it said that Jay-Z called the allegation idiotic and heinous in nature. He also revealed that he had anonymously sued the woman's lawyer, Tony Buzbee, which again we'll get into Tony Buzbee in a second, because they were going back and forth. And this happened last month, and alleging that he was trying to blackmail Jay-Z by threatening to make the grave allegation public if he didn't agree to a legal settlement. So again, saying it's blackmail, extortion, all of that stuff. He sent Buzbee a letter to the and appearing to seek a settlement, but the letter had the opposite effect on him. So Buzbee sent the letter to Jay-Z and appearing to want a settlement, and Jay-Z was like, no, this ain't what happened. What up, King? That's crazy. He said, it made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. That's what Jay-Z said. The litigation is part of a wave of SA lawsuits levied against Combs. Like I said, the main person is still Diddy. So the main person is still Diddy, but Jay-Z is now being thrown into this for this one situation. So they're not saying, at least so far, nobody's saying that Jay-Z has done anything else or that he was at all of the Diddy parties and done something else. Right now, it's just what this lady was saying that happened in 2000 when she was 13 years old, saying that Jay-Z was at this party and participated in Grape with Diddy. Okay. And to go into detail, apparently this lady was saying that Jay-Z was doing some things with this young lady against her will, and Diddy and another lady was watching, and then they switched, and then Diddy was doing something with her again against her will, and then Jay-Z was watching, so they were swapping. That was the details of the situation here. Okay. So they're going to say here, the unnamed woman said she was hanging around Radio City Music Hall during the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards and managed to talk a limousine driver into bringing her to this after party. Okay. She said while she was in the limousine, she was asked to sign an NDA. Okay. And then once at the party, the lawsuit said that she took a drink that made her feel woozy and lightheaded and went into the bedroom to lie down. She said that Combs, Diddy, and Jay-Z then barged into the room, okay, with another unnamed celebrity and raped her. The woman said she eventually escaped the room, fled the house, and called for a ride from a nearby gas station. Apparently, she contacted her father. Buzbee said that the notion that he was trying to blackmail Jay-Z is stupid and laughable, and that this letter simply sought confidential mediation in the litigation. Buzbee said what he fails to say in a recent statement is that my firm sent his lawyer a basic demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he has tried to bully and harass me and the plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite effect. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve. Okay. So her father found her like I want the details of that, because that's another thing that's murky right now. I don't think we got any details, or at least not that I've seen so far, on what happened after. Okay, like what did the father do? Did the father try to go back there? Did the father just say, come pick her up, and then that was it? Like, what transpired after that? We don't know, because it at least wasn't said here. Maybe we'll get those details soon, because I feel like we're going to need more. But what happened after that? That's a great question. And once I heard that, I'm like, what? I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing. So let's read Jay-Z's statement here. He actually put this on Twitter from the Rock Nation account, and he said, and I quote, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Buzbee. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations, and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? I find this to be interesting, because this isn't the first time that I've heard this, for someone was being accused of doing something like this, right? Like of course you say that, like, if I did something, it's kind of, and I don't want to bring him up here, rest in peace to him, but it's kind of like the OJ situation, right? If if I did it, if I did it, why would I, not be in jail? I get the question is a genuine question, but I also feel like it's kind of disingenuous to ask that because again, we don't know, just because you are who you are doesn't mean that you are incapable of doing things. And again, given Jay-Z's past, I wouldn't put anything past him. And to be honest, and I've said it before, I don't put this past anybody. You could be the most clean cut person in the world. There could be one thing that could make you snap. Like I said, same thing happened to me. Like I haven't done anything crazy, but anything could happen to me and I'll just go off the hinges. So, I don't want anybody to say, oh, he was such a good guy. Like if it happens, then it is what it is, right? Obviously, my family and friends are going to. The natural thing is for you to defend that person, right? I get it. It's your friend, it's your family. So yeah, naturally you're gonna want to do that. But at the same time, like, look, anything can happen. I think any human is capable of anything. They are capable of anything. Now, I'm not saying that they can't be forgiven. I'm not saying that they can't change. I'm just saying, in a general sense, any human is capable of doing anything, right? They're capable of doing anything. So, like I said, I don't put anything past anybody. Any of my friends, any of my family, GI, you name it. If anybody goes off the hinges, I'm gonna be like, dang, like that sucks. If that's true, it is what it is. I'll say, at that point, I didn't see it coming. But if I did see it coming, then I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't. So that's just my opinion on things. Cam, still disingenuous. Civil suit doesn't make it any less legitimate. If you cause me trauma, you gotta pay me. Period. So father from I don't take that as why am I not in jail. I take that as no. Go all the way with this. I mean, it could. And from what you're saying, I think that two things can be true here. I think that two things can be true. But I mean, this may be leaning more on the side of the latter, though. Go all the way with this suit, which is generally what that does mean. I agree with that. That is generally what that does mean. It's like, all right, if I'm not in jail, like if I actually did this and I'm not in jail, then I'm about to fight. I'm ready to fight this because I know I didn't do it. So yes, that is generally what that means. I do agree with that, but both could be true in this situation, at least in my opinion. So let's continue here. These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, so JT talking about Tony Busby here, seems to have a pattern with these type of theatrics. So that's going back to what you said, Lewis Hamilton. A lot of you say a lot of friends in Houston that Tony is known for selling snake oil. I have no idea how you have come to to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby. But I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. And I do agree with this part. Children should not be in it, but when these things happen, then the children are going to automatically, your entire family and friends are going to get thrown into it. And unfortunately, there's not much you could do about it, but fight. So my heart and support goes out to the true victims of this world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. So clearly, Jay-Z is ready to fight this, and he is saying that he is innocent. Let's see, what are you saying, Cam? Criminal suit is much harder to prove, and we know how SA cases are treated in this country, so it's just a bad argument. Disagree with a crime. A serious allegation of further order of business should be to get you off the street, but that's just me. As a statute of limitation also comes to play with this type of case. I doubt a grape kit was done. It's not a black and white. A billionaire, show my family member. It's first. call is not gonna be for it's gonna be for it isn't gonna be for your money. But again, it mentioned me those two different things. Stanford Swimmer got 6 months of grade 7 why arguments a joke. If this is essay not murder, comparing apples to oranges. So yeah. I mean, like I said, people are gonna have different perspectives on this. But yeah, I agree with Cam. It is very hard to go into these cases as a criminal one. And again, lawyers know that. So that's why they typically file cases under a different stature here. So and then also again, this is just one particular piece, like one particular side of the whole situation. Because again, the main even though Jay-Z is obviously a main figure, and this is why this is news, because he's again hip-hop royalty. He ain't no D-list rapper, but this is still going for Diddy. Like this is all enthralled into the Diddy case. So this is just veering off and adding another person to a case that has already been alleged. So it's tricky. It gets even trickier when you do that. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but it does get even trickier when you just add another person and say, hey, they did that, or they were there too and they participated in it. So this one's going to be tough. This one's going to be tough. Obviously, we're going to be waiting on new news that will be popping up. And as a matter of fact, this one popped. They say Jay-Z legal team was accused of offering $1,000 for lawsuits targeting Texas firm representing the Jane Doe rape cases against Diddy. So, like I said, they're going to keep going with this, and new news will be coming along as we go about the days and leading up to if this actually goes to court and Jay-Z has to get thrown into this. But and then Jay-Z, I know some people were being critical of him because they did the Lion King premiere and Beyonce was there, Blue Ivy was there, and Jay-Z came too. So obviously he's not phased, or he doesn't seem phased. But people are like, dang, like Jay-Z was out, like we thought you would have stayed in and not wanted to make any public appearances, but he did. So like I say, he doesn't seem phased, or at least that's the perspective that we give. But yeah, there were some people that were being critical of him and wondering why he was outside. So it's going to be a lot of things. Like I said, this is going to get even trickier because you not only have Diddy thrown in here, but now you have Jay-Z thrown in here, amongst others. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But like I said, it's tough. It's gonna be tough here. And I said I don't put it past Jay-Z or anybody. I don't put it past anybody. I'm not just focusing on Jay, but I don't put it past him because according to all the stories, it was a lot of people who went to Diddy party. There are so many people now. That's like the new running joke now. Have you ever been to a Diddy party? Like everybody's trying to find the tea. Everybody's trying to find the details on what happened at these parties, and these parties have been going on for a long time. Diddy has been a celebrity. He's been a party guy for a long time. So who knows how many years that this goes on? Who knows how many people have been to these parties and could or could not be a part of these Diddy parties, these after hours, alleged parties where they were getting down and dirty and getting freaky. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So that's that for now. As more details come along, then I will talk about it. But that's where we are at currently. Jay-Z is preparing to fight, and accusing Tony Busby of being, a fraud and heinous and just throwing stuff out there, throwing darts out there. And Busby apparently is not backing down from this situation.